study, exam motivation. But let me tell you one important truth of life. Wherever you go in the world, you won't find a single student who enjoys the process of studying. Everyone would rather chill out, relax a little bit, maybe go and watch some television, play on the PlayStation. But the single biggest truth of life is that you need to study. Studying is a constant that you cannot change. What you can change though is your perspective towards studying. Instead of looking at studying as a boring process that you definitely have to put time into, look at studying as a boxing match. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers of all time, had this beautiful quote. He said that he hated every single minute of training. Every single minute he told himself, suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion. That's just what studying is like. Now, Muhammad Ali was training to face some of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. But you're not going to face any other opponent. Your biggest opponent in the process of studying for your exams and even in life is yourself. You look in the mirror, that's your biggest opponent. Think of the kids who end up doing well in their exams. They hate studying as much as you hate studying. But you know what? They're not smarter than you, they're not more talented than you, but they might be hungrier than you. They're hungrier for success. And if you're trying to search for exam motivation, that's what you really need to search for, that hunger within yourself. Instead of being just one of the average students, instead of being one of those heavyweight boxers who ends up losing sometimes and winning sometimes, train to a point where you prepare yourself for a championship. Don't study for your parents, don't study to impress your friends, do not study for those marks or that pay package that you're going to get one day. Don't study for money or rewards. Study only for one thing, and that's the future version of yourself. When you're going and checking your results, you want to place yourself in such a position where you don't have to worry about failing or getting bad marks. You've trained so hard that you know, irrespective of whatever they ask you in your exam paper, you're going to know every single answer and you're going to perform like a heavyweight champion. Of course you can skip that last paragraph, of course you can skip those last few questions. All your friends are skipping them and you're prepared enough to pass. But in those moments you've got to ask yourself, do you just want to pass or do you want to place yourself in the best position for your future? When you're given the option of skipping that little bit of your chapter, that little bit of that question, always choose the harder path. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. In those moments of laziness where you have the option of not giving it your 100% or just giving it your 100%, choose to give your 110%. Choose to pull out effort and motivation from a place deep inside yourself, not for the external world, but for yourself. You're only studying for your own future. Always keep that in mind. And right now, you have the choice. Do you just want to be remembered as one of the other heavyweight boxers who lost those battles against yourself, or do you want to be remembered as the greatest of all time? When it comes to studying or working towards your goal, rule number one of life is championship or nothing. The world is full of human beings who can accomplish anything that they want to accomplish. A world full of potential kings. Not kings of kingdoms, but kings who rule over themselves. Most people live their entire lives without awakening this king inside themselves. But what is this king? And why can't people awaken him? A king is only born when a man takes two simple steps. The first, push harder than any man before him and try to push harder than any man around him. Kings are created when a man chooses to stand out from the crowd. If you want that kingdom, you need to earn it first. But many men can work hard. Not many men can take the second step, learning the greatest secret of the universe. A king is born when he discovers that his external world is a reflection of his internal world. What you focus on becomes your reality. Focus on negativity, hate, anger, and the world will send you more of it. Focus on happiness, growth, love, and your kingdom will flourish. Most people focus on the negatives in life. One failure and they give up. One setback and a lifetime full of self-doubt. Kings go through the same negativities in life that anyone else would go through. But the difference is that they turn their head away from the negatives towards the positives. Despite the noise around them, they focus on the kingdom that they're building for themselves, their own missions, their own paths, their own strengths in life. At every stage of your life, you have a choice. Choose to be a sheep in the crowd or choose to become a king amongst men. It's just a two-step process. Step 1, work harder than you ever imagined that you could. Step 2, at every stage of your life, believe that you are a king. There's only two things you need to achieve success: a clear focused goal and an undying energy to achieve that goal. But the worst part about being a human being is that you limit yourself more often than you'd know. Everyone's got that ultimate goal in their head. Everyone has that ability to work harder than they've ever worked in their life. But everyone's also got those 4 or 5 other things going on inside them. Maybe you've had a fight with someone. Maybe you're stressed about something. Whatever it is, it's happened in the past. Or very likely hasn't even happened yet. But we still worry about all